Hi students, welcome to biology video class. In previous video, we discussed about chapter number 1, that is the living world. In that chapter, we discussed about what is living, what is the general characteristics of living organisms. That also we studied in detail. Then we discussed about taxonomy, scientific naming, I mean biological naming. It is also called as binomial nomenclature. Rules to write the scientific name. And we studied taxonomical hierarchy and taxonomical aids in that herbarium, botanical garden, museum, zoological park and key. And in this video, we'll discuss continuity part of biological classification. So I told you in previous video, classification is important. It helps us to study organisms easily for the identification and for the research. In this chapter, that is biological classification, we are going to study about classification of organisms, that is from kingdom level. Aristotle, the great scientist known as father of biology. Father of biology is Aristotle. The first, the scientist Linnaeus gave the idea of two kingdom level of classification. As we know outside, we can see the plants and animals. In that basis, he gave the idea of two kingdom level of classification, that is plant and animals. But he gave the idea of two kingdom level classification depends on his some reason and some points, but later it has its own limitations. For example, we'll see the points one by one. Difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So when he told two kingdom level of classification, then there's a confusion. So where to keep eukaryotes, where to keep prokaryotes, either under kingdom plantae or kingdom animalia. Next, point number 2, again the confusion between unicellular and multicellular organisms, because in animal also you can see some unicellular organism, in plant also, and there are some unicellular organism, they don't have the character like plant or character like animal. So where to keep such organisms? Again, photosynthesis organisms, autotrophs, phototrophs. So all these, there are some limitations and problem. Later, the scientist R.H. Whittaker gave the idea of five kingdom level of classification. R.H. Whittaker gave the idea of five kingdom level of classification. So it is scientifically proven and it is latest classification in biological world. So what and all limitations was there in the Linnaeus classification two kingdom level, so that is solved here. So according to the R.H. Whittaker, the five kingdom level of classifications are like this. First one, the kingdom Monera. So these are five kingdom level of classification. Second one, kingdom Protista. Third one, kingdom Fungi. Fourth one, kingdom Plantae. Then fifth one, kingdom Animalia. So let us discuss now. So five kingdom concept. As I told you, it is given by Robert H. Whittaker in 1960. So on what basis he made the classification? So there is some idea. First, cell type depends on the cell type, whether it's prokaryote or eukaryote. Next, level of organization, whether cellular level of organization or tissue level of organization or organ level of organization. So depending on that point. And third one is nutritional type, food habitat, either they are autotrophs, phototropes or chemoautotropes. So depends on these three main points. He gave the idea of five kingdom concept. So let us discuss some highlights of five kingdom. First kingdom Monera. It contains all prokaryotic organisms. So all prokaryotic organisms placed under kingdom Monera. So we can say Monera is full of prokaryotic organisms only. Second one, kingdom Protista. In that some are in that they are eukaryotes. We can see unicellular organization. We can see unicellular organisms. They are like colonial. Some are ingestive. Some are absorptive. Or some are phototropics. Next, kingdom Animalia. It contains multicellular. There is no unicellular, multicellular, more than one cell. With cell wall less eukaryotic and ingestive. Next, fourth one, kingdom Plantae. They are multicellular, cell walled, eukaryotics, and they are photosynthetic organisms. Next, kingdom Fungi. They are eukaryotic, multinucleate, often produce or the septa is present in this mycelium, and they are also absorbative. So these are the five kingdom level of classification and their highlights. So let us discuss one by one in detail. First kingdom, that is Monera. As I told you, it is oldest and most abundant organisms are present in this, and all are prokaryotic organisms. They are unicellular and microscopic. Unicellular means you can definitely tell they are microscopic, and they undergo asexual type of reproduction. Asexual type of reproduction means here reproduction takes place by the only one organism, only single parent is present. So mainly because of maybe cell division like binary fission, or like giving bud or spore formation, it depends on the species, but all comes under unisexual reproduction. They are prokaryotes, they are single celled, unicellular. They are the smallest and simplest organisms. So unicellular is the smallest only. So they are simplest organisms. In that we cannot see a digestive system or digestive organ is not there, respiratory organ is not there, reproductive organ is not there. Everything takes place by means of single cell. So we can call them as the simplest organisms. Let us make a point. Kingdom Monera characters. So five main characters we can observe. And one more important, the kingdom Monera is also called as bacteria because it consists of many number of bacteria species. So bacteria comes under kingdom Monera. First point, they are prokaryotes, and this is the only prokaryotic kingdom. See, those who are interested to write CET, NEET, IAS, KS, for you this one of the important point. During your face-to-face question like interview, they may ask if you studied biology, then they may ask, so which is the only prokaryotic kingdom out of five? That is Monera. All organisms are unicellular, no membrane bound organelles in cytoplasm, single circular chromosome is observed, and reproduced by binary fission splitting into two. So these are five main points of kingdom Monera. Next, as I told you, the kingdom Monera consists of many species of bacteria. So for bacteria also, we give some names depends on their shape. So you can look at the picture here. If the bacteria is round in shape, we call them as a cocci. Round, then it is called as cocci. If it is a rod shape, then it is called as the bacilli. Lactobacillus, you heard, no? Which is present in milk. So that comes under bacilli. That is a rod shaped structure. Next, if bacteria in spiral shape, then it is called as spirilla. Next, if bacteria is comma shape, then it is called as a vibrios. You may have heard about Vibrio cholerae. It is a virus. Sorry, it is a bacteria. If the bacteria looks like branched structure, then it is called as a filamento. So you can see here two cocci together, diplococci, streptococci, staphylococci. So these are the names of the bacteria given depends on the shape of the bacteria. In kingdom Monera, again two sub branches are there, two subdivisions are there. First one is Archaebacteria and next is Eubacteria. For exam point of view, they may ask the questions like this. Write a short note on Archaebacteria for 2 mark or 3 mark, again about Eubacteria. So Archaebacteria resembles first life form on earth. So they are the first life forms on earth. So they are primitive. They are able to live in extreme conditions, so called as extremophiles. So they have the capacity to live in extreme conditions, like if temperature is very high or very low, if acid condition or concentration is very high or less. So all this, because when first life forms on earth, the earth condition was like that. So depends on that, we made some classification. First one is thermophiles. It means they can tolerate extreme temperature. Next is halophiles. They can tolerate more concentration of salt. Next is acidophiles. They can tolerate to high range of acidic concentration. Next, alkaliphiles. So they can tolerate more basic concentration or base concentration. Methanogens. They can tolerate more concentration of methane gas. So this is the general characteristics of Archaebacteria. They all follows the characteristics of Monera also, as it is the sub branch of Archaebacteria. Next, about Eubacteria. They are the largest group of monerans. In Monera, it is the largest group, and majority of they are bacteria. Some are decomposers, heterotrophs, saprophytes. So you know the definitions of decomposers, heterotrophs, saprophytes. No need to explain once again. So you can see all three kinds of bacteria in eubacteria. There are some bacteria, they do the photosynthesis like cyanobacteria or chemosynthesize. So these are the bacteria comes under group eubacteria. So in this video we discussed about the biological classification. We studied about the scientist R.H. Whittaker, father of biology. We studied about 5 kingdom level of classification. In that we discussed general characteristics of first kingdom, that is kingdom Monera, with its two groups, that is eubacteria and archaebacteria. One small homework to you: give the example for archaebacteria and eubacteria. If you have any doubt, please WhatsApp me or you can call me by keeping your doubt. Thank you. We'll meet in next video. Bye bye.